Hi everybody, welcome to YS Khong Driving, and we are at the White Ballroom in PJ, and this is a BMW launch event. They are launching not just one but two cars, and the first of it is here. This is the BMW 330 Lim Sport. Later we'll be looking at the new version of the X3. Okay, here's taking a look at the car from the front, and I do like it. Now, we have LED adaptive headlights as standard for this car, which is very good because, well, it has 258 horsepower and also 400 Newton meters of torque from the 2-liter turbocharged engine. Now, what's so special about this car, guys? The one thing about it is that it's got a longer wheelbase. So the overall length has gone up a little bit, but most important here is that the wheelbase, that is the distance between the center of the front wheel to the center of the back wheel, has increased by 110 mm. And because of that, you get 42 mm more leg room. So this is what you might call a towkay car, yeah? So if you can't afford the 5 Series, the 3 Series long wheelbase will do. And the height is slightly taller, just a little bit, 6 mm taller. I suppose they did that just to keep the proportion right. And the overall length is 4.819. Yeah, so the length of the car has gone up a bit longer, corresponding to the increase in the wheelbase. So that means the interior space of the car is a lot more now. 18-inch wheels are standard, and from what I understand, they are staggered size wheels, and also they have the M Sport package and the M aerodynamic package for you. Okay, horsepower is 258, which is the exact same engine that was in the 330i. So this engine is not a stranger to us, and you get 400 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 is 6.2 seconds, and the top speed is 250 kilometers per hour. Here's looking at the engine. Of course, BMWs have their engines in a north-south position because this is a rear-wheel drive car. And yes, this is the 258 horsepower, 400 Newton meters of torque. Very familiar 2-liter engine from BMW, but we don't see much of it because it's all under a plastic cover. And yes, it's turbocharged, and what BMW call the twin power turbo. Actually, it's a single turbo with twin scroll, and you can see here down there, I think that's the drive-by-wire throttle body, or what do you call it? Yeah, throttle controller. And yes, okay, a word about how BMW builds their cars. If you look at the engine versus the front wheel, the engine is set back, and it's just actually on top of the front wheel. So BMW always try to maintain the 50-50 front-rear weight distribution. Okay, that's the strut tower, and in front you get McPherson struts, and at the back you have the multi-link suspension. Yeah, so it's rear-wheel drive, and it's as good as any of the other BMWs that they have made, except that the wheelbase is a bit longer. So I suppose the purpose of this car is to offer something to the up-and-coming towkays who don't want the 5 Series because maybe it's too big or maybe it's too expensive, and this one is a viable alternative at 300,800. Okay, let's have a look at the inside. Okay, here's taking a quick look at the inside. Well, this is very much 3 Series. They may have 1 or 2 different stuff, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of difference here. Of course, the car is new and it looks good, and we will wait for our test drive to see what we get. Yeah, I see that is what they call the 10.25-inch touchscreen. Okay, nice looking steering with leather, and the steering controls are there. And that's the meter, that's the new design for BMW. And the seats are leather and electrical for the driver. Control, you see the M Sport package and seats, they are actually black, but in this they look a little bit brown because of the lighting. Oh yes, there is a sunroof. Yes, panoramic sunroof, which they didn't tell us, but it's there. You can see for yourself, of course. And let's go to the rear seat. Okay, a lot of people trying to do the presentation at the same time, and here is the rear seat of the BMW 3 Series with the longer wheelbase, and you can see here just how big that space between, or rather the leg room is for this car. So this would be a very good limousine class car. Yes, there are 3 headrests at the back, but well, it's actually made for 2 to be in great comfort. Yeah, so you can see here, it's actually designed with this in mind to be a limousine. You can see how wide the rear doors open. Yeah, so getting in and out of the car is going to be very easy. So let's take a look at the front passenger. Yes, the passenger also gets electrically powered seats, and this is the view of the inside of the car from this end. So all looks good. The main part that has been stretched is actually the back door part of the car. You can see how long the back door is in comparison to the front door. So basically it's a stretched sedan. And you can see here they have a ventilated rear disc, and those look like, yes, they look like they're aluminum calipers. So everything is done to keep the weight to a minimum. Yeah, tires are Michelin, and these are Pilot Sport 4ZP, and I think it's 255/40 series R18. And let's see the front. The front tires are 225, so it's a staggered rim. And so that's it for the BMW 330Li M Sport. Alright guys, so we'll move on to the BMW X3, and this is called the S-Drive 20i X line. Okay, BMW X3 stands for the family, which is the SUV family of the X3 size, and S-Drive means it's only 2-wheel drive. And in case you're wondering guys, 2-wheel drive means it's rear wheel drive. Yes, I checked. The engine is mounted in a north-south position, and they have just disconnected the transfer box and the front wheel drive portion of the drivetrain. So this car, or rather this SUV or SAV as BMW calls it, is a rear wheel drive. And you can easily see who is targeted for, because there's another German competitor to this vehicle that has the rear wheel drive version of a similar sized SUV. Okay guys, that's the engine of the X3 S-Drive 20i X line. Well, basically this is a 4-cylinder 2-liter engine, I think. And this would be the same engine as the 320i because it has 184 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque, which probably means that it has the turbocharger. Yep. And so you can see here the engine is mounted in a north-south direction, and so the drive, I've checked, I've gone under the car, taken the trouble to check, and it's rear wheel drive. Luckily I checked, because I thought that this is going to be like the other one that's front wheel drive. Okay, so that's the engine, and oh yeah, the bonnet is quite light. Okay, so that's the bonnet, and here's looking at the car again. We will go along to the sides. Okay, this is the same as the X3, so well, this would be a C segment type of vehicle. I don't have the dimensions on hand, but Basically, the front brakes are, looks like a single floating caliper, and these are how many inch wheels? 245 50R 19. Oh yeah, big wheels, man. 19-inch wheels, and at the back you also get, yeah, these are solid. It's ventilated disc at the back, not bad, and also a smaller single floating caliper, and the tire size is 245 50R 19. Yeah, same size, not staggered. And here's a look at the vehicle from the back. So guys, basically this is a cheaper version of the X3 because it only has rear wheel drive, and the price is around 286 something. Yeah, so you know what is the target market, and this is the rear view. You have also, does it have a kick boot? We don't know, but yeah, it has an electrical control boot, and it is a 5-seater. Yeah, it's the X3 class, and you get this 3 partition rear split and fold seats that looks like 40 20 40, and there's a tonneau cover. Wow, looks quite classy, and this tonneau cover is removable. And then you also have stuff. Oh my, BMW with a tapao hook. Oh, that's great. And that's where the medical kit is. And what else do you have here? Oh, that's a power socket at the back. And what's this? Oh, sorry. Yeah, this button here opens up the seat for you to put your long stuff, and similarly there's one on this side, and I think the two of them are locked together. Okay, we'll close the boot and it goes down, and here we are looking at the inside. Okay, this is very X3. I don't know if there are any small differences, but well, if you have seen the X3, this is it. So guys, they may have changed a little bit here and there, but I don't have the details. And anyway, we will hopefully get a car for a longer term evaluation, and we will give you a drive. Today is just the introduction, and you can see here the driver's seat is electrically controlled, and this is the very familiar gear stick, and also equally familiar steering wheel. And oh, the meters are slightly different. They have these roundels here, which is not in keeping with the rest of the 3 Series and all that. Okay, I'm sure there are enough airbags. I see 2, I see 4, and so there must be at least 6 airbags on this car. I don't have the details because the press release did not mention anything much. Okay, so it looks like the back room, or rather at the rear end of the car, the leg room for the 3 Series is more than this, because this is the X3, and well, they didn't stretch the body, so I wonder when the stretch body will come. Okay, so aircon, yes, there is a, so it looks like a 3-zone aircon, because 2 zones in the front, 1 zone at the back. Well, this is BMW, and looks pretty good. So we won't go into very much more detail because this is just a quick introduction and a walk around. We hope to see the vehicle more and do a real drive evaluation, you know where, up our favorite mountain road. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching our show, and this is the one last lingering look at the BMW X3, the 2-wheel drive version. Right, till again, bye bye.